Okay, so you can see a display of moxa here in front of me. I've got some rough moxa, rough Chinese moxa on some ginger slices here, and some other slightly smaller cones of moxa, and then some little ones that are used to disperse guo or fruit points or asha areas. We'll come to that later. So this little one here, that's used to disperse guo, or little areas of stagnation and latency and collecting phlegm, that kind of thing. We'll do one or two of those later on. So a variety of different moxa cone sizes there. And then you'll see these little snakes, I call them the moxa snakes, in front of me here. This is golden mountain moxa, I mean the Japanese moxa. Very refined, and this is used for the treatment protocols like our osteoporosis protocol that I mentioned. Here, to make our little snakes, just get a bit of the golden mountain moxa and just rub it back and forth between your palms. Sometimes it's easier to rub it back and forth between the thenar muscle, but just not too heavily. And you see it starts to form a fat snake, and now I can separate that into two. I'll put that one down there and then continue again. Quite fun making the snakes. See, it gets longer like this, and we're looking to make them fairly slim. That one's reasonable. We could go one thinner again, and the idea is we're just trying to make something that we can pick off a tiny little bit. So you see the top section of that is quite enough for the purposes of tonifying, strengthening, nourishing any acupoint. So this is nourishing moxa. It's not moxa that heats or disperses particularly, but it is moxa that will create a sensation, a sudden sensation, a sharp feeling, almost more like a needle than an acupuncture needle. So the patient will feel nothing and then whoo, suddenly sharp. And we're after 3 ouches or 5 ouches or 7 ouches, usually these uneven, these odd numbers. So we take a little bit, we just pinch that off. And then you get this tiny little piece, I don't know if you can see it there, tiny little thread or rice grain of moxa, and that becomes the adequate size. I'll show you just on myself what we would do. And then later on, I'll show you on Isabel on some points. So we take off a little thread. Now, first of all, let's say I want to stimulate this area here, yeah? I'm going to use a little bit of purple cloud formula. I know different places, different countries have preferred Chinese glue. It used to just be spit in the old days, but now this has developed the purple cloud formula for moxa burns, and it makes a very good glue as well. So you just put that onto the area that you want to stimulate, first of all. Then we're going to take that little tip of moxa from there and just pop that on top of the area to be stimulated. Okay, now I don't need that. I'm just going to let that go there. And we need to light it with something, and a lighter is just too cumbersome and difficult for a cone this size. So we're going to use a taper in the form of an incense stick, which works rather well. So we just light that one. Good. We just get that smouldering. And we have something like a little jam jar beside, just to put that cone when it's ready. One thing, people get frightened of picking up the moxa cones, but you can actually snuff this out between your thumb and little finger. So I'll just do one now. So we're just going to take the incense stick and just touch that to the top. And you can see that starts to smoulder. Just put that one down there. We don't need that anymore. I can't feel anything at all, so I'm not going to feel anything, and suddenly I'm going to feel very hot. And I'm going to take it off when it gets hot. with my thumb and little finger, which is about now, I'm just going to snuff it out like that. And then drop that into the area. And so that's what we do 3 times on the point. Hopefully that gives you an idea of what you'll need and how to work with these little rice grains. Certainly worth doing on yourself, even if you want to just nourish the source point that is equivalent to your constitution. So if you're a lung type, maybe you need to do lung 9, or you just want to strengthen your system, your Wei Qi, then just do stomach 36 every day. 3 little rice grain cones on yourself, get the feel of it, then you'll be nice and confident when you do it on patients.